In the NCAA, the College of Saint Benilde Blazers are off to a perfect start after winning their first three games in season 98. Now, can the Blazers sustain their hot start and take it all the way to the championship? Well, let's find out. Joining us right now for an all-out conversation is CSB head coach Charles Chu. Good morning to you, Charles, and welcome back to Sports Desk.
I know. Hello, Christine. It's been a while. I missed that show. Glad it's still there. Good to see you. I miss the whole CNN team. So thanks for having me.
Well, we miss you as well. Well, Charles, we know you're busy. You're doing so many things. But like I mentioned earlier, I mean, 3 straight wins for CSB to top the team standings in season 98. The Blazers defeated, the University of Perpetual Help, Atlas last Tuesday, 81-64. I mean, how would you assess your team's most recent performance, Coach?
Well, we played well that game. We've been playing okay to start the season. We're happy with our results. But, our goal is really maybe to make the Final Four and contend for a championship. So these are just small steps along the way, part of our journey that hopefully will help us reach our goal. So, we're starting to figure things out. There's been improvement in the team, and we're happy with the way we've been playing, but still we think there's room for improvement. So hopefully we can still get better as a team.
Okay, now speaking of the guys on your team, you have standout guys. You have Will Gossum, who was from UP, had a solid game against Perpetual Help with 16 points and 12 rebounds. How is Will fitting in with the team, Coach?
Well, Will, my goal for him this year, and I've been telling him straight, that I want him to win that MVP award this season. I thought he was close last year. So hopefully if he continues to listen to us, to buy in, the play as part of our system, and I think he can achieve those goals, but he just has to be consistent because the goal for him is to one day spread his wings and play even better in the bigger leagues, whether it be in the PBA or abroad. So that's my goal for him, our goal for him as coaches, and we hope he continues to help our team achieve success because he's been playing well, but we still think that he can do better.
Okay, and of course, that is your role to help mold him into the player, that he was meant to be. Now, aside from Will, you also have Robbie and Migs. Now, talk to us naman about the value of these 2 players who've been playing so well for CSB so far for the season 98.
I think that's the beauty of our team this year. Last season was really just Will and Robbie, and teams could focus in on them. But this year we have a few more weapons. Robbie's been consistent. He's been turning the ball over a lot, although he has been hampered with an ankle injury. But hopefully he can be a bit more steady. Migs Oxon has really provided us with great shooting that we need, gives us another offensive threat. And then there's another Migs, Miggy Cortez, who's also been playing very well offensively. So hopefully these guys can continue to play well and contribute for our team.
Now, you said, Coach, in an interview that, actually anything can happen in the next few games. And in the second round, of course, winning feels good. But right now, how do you keep them motivated? How do you keep your players grounded and focus on the bigger picture this season?
One of our main thrusts with the team is that we have to stay humble no matter what. That's why I would hope that you won't see any of our players taunting or overly celebrating, because for us it's the big picture. We want to play the game the right way. We have to stay humble. We haven't achieved anything. 3-0 doesn't really mean anything. We lose our next few games, we're back to square one. So we just take it one game at a time. Actually, I was very worried kasi we're 3-0, and then I'm doing an interview. I'm like, oh no, baka matalo tayo. But hopefully hindi naman. But we just try to stay humble, focus on our work, and just try to get better with every game. Teach them the right attitude as players.
That's right. I mean, take it one game at a time. And of course, it's time for us to eat pressure for breakfast. On a personal note, Coach, I mean, this is your second season as head coach for Benilde. I mean, you've coached teams, as we know, in the pros as well as international scene. How is it? I just want to find out. I mean, what's the difference between coaching college players and the established pros?
It's a good question. It's actually very, very different. I'd like to say I think there are a bit more headaches here.
Which one?
As
Headaches
you said,
more
these guys
sa
are
NC?
still college kids. They deal with a lot of stuff. They take care of their families, a lot of school stuff, personal stuff that kind of goes through you a bit more because you're their coach. They look up to you for guidance. So you try to guide them in all aspects of life. Plus, here, as we're trying to build our program again from scratch after the pandemic. It's a lot of work talking to sponsors, talking to people to help support our school and build our program. Last year I had 1 month exactly to prepare my team after 2 years of no basketball. So it was really challenging, but now we have a bit more time. So hopefully we can spend more time with these players and help develop them as better people and better players. So it's a completely different challenge, but it's just as fun and I'd say maybe even a bit more fulfilling.
And of course, we also have Coach Ayo, who is seeing his debut in the PBA. I mean, any tips for him or something that you'd like to tell him and help him on his debut run?
Actually, I talked to Coach Alden once in a while. He's a good friend of mine. We've been talking the last few months. I'm happy for him to get his opportunity, and I think for him, he's won championships pretty much everywhere. So he knows what he's doing. But all I'd say is just stick to who you are as a person and as a coach. And I think that's really the best way because players, they see through the coaches, they see through people also. So it's important to stick to your principles always, no matter what.
Okay, well, Charles, your next opponent is Benilde tomorrow, and that will be a tough one. I mean, you'll be up against the defending champs, Letran Knights, but we know that the Knights are looking to bounce back after their loss to Arellano Chiefs. They broke their winning streak last Sunday. Now, what are you expecting from the champs as you go against them?
Yeah, I was just telling my team that it scares me that they lost a little bit because they're going to be ready to bounce back. I think we have to match their physicality, their aggressiveness. You expect them to come out a little bit angry, a little bit more fired up. They basically should have won that game against Arellano, so I'm sure they're not going to let that happen again. So our job is to just give them a hard time. They're defending champs, so back-to-back champs for a reason. Most of their pieces in the championship run are still there. So they're going to be a really tough game, and it's the biggest test for us so far this season to see where we stand right now, to be honest.
All right. Well, all eyes will be on you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Charles, and good luck in season 98.
Thank you too, Christine.
Thank you. And we just spoke to Charles Chu, the head coach of the College of Saint Benilde Blazers.